Okay, we interrupt your regularly scheduled cabin building for some professional logging. My in-laws had a couple trees taken down at their place, and they had the brush hauled off, but left some of the bigger stuff for us. It may or may not be the case that we've bitten off more than we can chew, because these are all the smallest pieces. And you're looking at 1/2 of the machine to load them. So we'll see how we get along. Well, we got the first load here.
A third.
Oh yeah, but he didn't help. So we got the first load here. We're gonna get pulled off and go get the next one.
He's our supervisor.
All right, load 1 done. Ready for round 2. Back with load number 2. I think we're going to wind up with quite a bit of good wood. This is all ash, and they've died from the ash beetle, emerald ash beetle, something like that. They have been killing a lot of ash trees in this area.
Okay, that worked.
Okay, load number 2 delivered. Okay, load number 3 complete. See, the diameter on these is quite a bit more substantial than our first couple loads. We've got one more, and it is probably easily double the diameter of these, so we're gonna have to really cut those up, probably into 2-foot chunks. But we're just about there. Okay, so here's our final haul. We've got about 10 of these, let's call them 6 to 8 inch diameter, 8-foot long logs. A handful of little ends there. And we also have a couple 4-foot sections back in here as well. One there, one there. And then we got 4 4-foot long sections of these, I'm going to say 10 to 12 inch diameter. Hefty guys. There's a little short one there on the back right, and then just a 1-footer here in the middle. And then on the last round we got these 2 big boys. These were not a whole lot of fun to deal with. I would say, you know, the top of this one, obviously that had split into 2, but the diameter of the bottom of this one, I'm going to call it a good 2 feet. Could be 2.5. And then the diameter of this one, especially lengthways, it's pushing 3 feet, probably 32 inches, something like that. So we got some good raw material here. We're thinking at this point is with this big guy here, he might become our wood splitting platform. It's a pretty good height. It didn't do a good job at cutting it off very level, which is hard to do because the bottom of it that had already been cut was not level. So I think if we do a little trimming, it'll get pretty level. Not sure on this one. We might cut some more slabs out of it to make some tables, you know, seats for chairs, stuff like that. Not 100% sure. On the 4-footers here, I would really like to try and figure out a way to plank them out. Literally the only tool I have for that would be my chainsaw. So it'd be kind of freehanding it, which you guys know how steady my hands are. So we'll see. We got some ideas. The smaller stuff obviously is going to be split into firewood. The 8 foot long, we might use that in some building projects. We've talked about building a little woodshed, building a little shower stall, things like that. So I'm guessing we'll just strip those of our bark for now and find a place to store them. But anyway, yep, like I said, my in-laws, I didn't record any of the actual cutting there, just to respect their privacy, being at their house. And some of the trips when we dropped some of it off, we had other people with us. So again, to respect our privacy, we didn't film all of it, but it wasn't anything too awfully exciting. A lot of grunting and groaning and sweating and that kind of stuff. This, after looking at the skids and some of them being shorter and the one having the rot in the middle, I think I could make this floor plan work. So basically the 2 long skids are going to be the top outside wall skid and then the one below it. We're just going to put a notch in the corner of the actual floor. The roof will extend out over that, and so as you can see here, that's going to be our door into it. So the door will have some nice protection, so when it's raining or snowing or anything like that and you open the door, it's not blowing inside. For now, I'm just going to build a couple steps. Eventually I'd like to put a little deck out there. I thought that would be pretty neat. But yeah, so big window here on the bottom of the screen, which will be the east. That will be facing, out towards the fire pit. A couple small windows pointing north. The wood stove might go in between those. Haven't decided that for sure. A decent sized window there on the top, which would be the west side. Thinking that's kind of that wall will be kitchen and storage, etc. And then the little kind of nook at the top right, I will put a little window in there, but I thought that would be a really good space to put the sawdust toilet and pull a curtain across, or we can build a door, something like that. But that is the kind of the best floor plan I could come up with to have the most square footage given the skids that I've got. I tried out a few different ways, but I think this is what we're going to go with, at least for now. So I apologize for no progress on the cabin this week. Just turned in one of those weeks, we had a project pop up with all this lumber. Good stuff that we knew we kind of wanted to get our hands on to work on projects in the future and do things like that. So that took up our cabin time outside of all, my other responsibilities, family, work, and all that stuff. So is what it is, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully next video we'll be laying blocks and getting things leveled out. That is my goal, but we know how that can work out. So we'll play it as it comes, but that's my goal. Hoping to see some good progress, get that cabin up here before let's see, we're around mid-September. Once, say, month, 6 weeks from now, when it really starts to get cold, it'd be great to at least have a shell up to be able to come out and stay in. But I think I've been saying that for a year, so we will see. One thing I've learned through some of the mental health work that I've done is I just can't sweat the small stuff. I got to play stuff as it comes. Sometimes, rarely are there circumstances where it's like, no, I just really need to take control and make this happen or make that happen. But for my mental health, most of the time, I just got to be okay with the way things are and find peace with that. And if I'm struggling with that, I take it to prayer, or I spend time with some of my parts that are activating, typically my anxious part. But I'm just a much more pleasant person to be around when I'm able to do that. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Catch you next time.